Hello, I am preparing these videos according to IM scores. There may be changes in the scores. Which is your rank? You can write in the comments. Thank you. Number 10. Bad Boys. Marcus Burnett is a henpecked family man. Mike Lowry is a footloose and fancy-free ladies man. Both are Miami policemen, and both have 72 hours to reclaim a consignment of drugs stolen from under their station's nose. To complicate matters, in order to get the assistance of the sole witness to a murder, they have to pretend to be each other. Number 9. Independence Day. On July 2nd, communication systems worldwide are sent into chaos by a strange atmospheric interference. It is soon learned by the military that a number of enormous objects are on a collision course with Earth, at first thought to be meteors. They are later revealed to be gigantic spacecraft, piloted by a mysterious alien species. After attempts to communicate with the aliens go nowhere, David Levinson, an ex-scientist turned cable technician, discovers that the aliens are going to attack major points around the globe in less than a day. On July 3rd, the aliens all but obliterate New York, Los Angeles and Washington, as well as Paris, London, Houston and Moscow. The survivors set out in convoys towards Area 51, a strange government testing ground where it is rumored the military has a captured alien spacecraft of their own. The survivors devise a plan to fight back against the enslaving aliens, and July 4th becomes the day humanity will fight for its freedom. July 4th is their Independence Day. Number 8. Concussion. Will Smith stars in Concussion, a dramatic thriller based on the incredible true David vs. Goliath story of American immigrant Dr. Bennett Omalu, the brilliant forensic neuropathologist who made the first discovery of CTE, a football-related brain trauma, in a pro player, and fought for the truth to be known. Omalu's emotional quest puts him at dangerous odds with one of the most powerful institutions in the world. Number 7. I, Robot. In 2035, technophobic homicide detective Del Spooner of the Chicago PD heads the investigation of the apparent suicide of leading robotics scientist, Dr. Alfred Lanning. Unconvinced of the motive, Spooner's investigation into Lanning's death reveals a trail of secrets and agendas within the United States Robotics Corporation and suspicions of murder. Little does he know that his investigation would lead to uncovering a larger threat to humanity. Number 6. I Am Legend. Robert Neville is a scientist who was unable to stop the spread of the terrible virus that was incurable and man-made. In this post-apocalyptic action thriller, Immune, Neville is now the last human survivor in what is left of New York City, and perhaps the world. For 3 years, Neville has faithfully sent out daily radio messages, desperate to find any other survivors who might be out there, but he is not alone. Mutant victims of the plague the infected lurk in the shadows, watching Neville's every move, waiting for him to make a fatal mistake. Perhaps mankind's last best hope, Neville is driven by only one remaining mission: to find a way to reverse the effects of the virus using his own immune blood. But he knows he is outnumbered and quickly running out of time. Number 5. Enemy of the State. Robert Clayton Dean is a mild-mannered lawyer who works in Washington, D.C. He is on the trail of a kingpin named Paulie Pintero. Meanwhile, a politician named Thomas Bryan Reynolds John Voight is negotiating with Representative Philip Hammersley about a new surveillance system with satellites, but Hammersley declines. Reynolds has Hammersley killed, but the murder is caught on tape, and the taper is chased by Reynolds' team of NESA agents. The guy must ditch the tape, so he plants it on Dean. Then, the NESA decides to get into Dean's life. That is when Dean's life began to fall apart all around him. With his wife and job both gone, Dean wants to find out what is going on. Then, he meets a man named Brill, who tells him that Dean has something that the government wants. Dean and Brill formulate a plan to get Dean's life back and turn the tables on Reynolds. Number 4. Men in Black. Based off of the comic book, unbeknownst to other people, there is a private agency codenamed MIB. This agency is some kind of extraterrestrial surveillance corporation. Then, one of the agency's finest men, only going by the name K, is recruiting for a new addition to the agency. He has chosen James Edwards of the NIPED. Then, one day, a flying saucer crashes into Earth. This was an alien, a part of the bug race. He takes the body of a farmer and heads to New York. He is searching for a super energy source called the Galaxy. Now, Agents J and K must stop the bug before it can escape with the Galaxy. Number 3. King Richard. Armed with a clear vision and a brazen 78-page plan, Richard Williams is determined to write his daughters, Venus and Serena, into history. Training on Compton, California's neglected tennis courts rain or shine. The girls are shaped by their father's unyielding commitment and their mother's balanced perspective and keen intuition, defying the seemingly insurmountable odds and prevailing expectations laid before them. Based on the true story that will inspire the world, King Richard follows the uplifting journey of a family whose unwavering resolve and unconditional belief ultimately delivers two of the world's greatest sports legends. Number 2. 7 Pounds. Haunted by a secret, Ben Thomas looks for redemption by radically transforming the lives of 7 people he doesn't know. Once his plan is set, nothing will be able to stop him, at least that's what he thinks. But Ben hadn't planned on falling in love with one of these people, and she's the one who will end up transforming him. Number 1. The Pursuit of Happyness. Based on a true story about a man named Christopher Gardner, Gardner has invested heavily in a device known as a bone density scanner. He feels like he has it made selling these devices. However, they do not sell well as they are marginally better than X-ray at a much higher price. As Gardner works to make ends meet, his wife leaves him and he loses his apartment. Forced to live out in the streets with his son, Gardner continues to sell bone density scanners while concurrently taking on an unpaid internship as a stockbroker, with slim chances for advancement to a paid position. Before he can receive pay, he needs to outshine the competition through 6 months of training and to sell his devices to stay afloat.